you know all about exorcisms, being a Catholic.
Okay.
But like according to the Catholics, if you know the name of a spirit, then that gives you power over that
That's
spirit.
true. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you know, that's why, um, remember in the Old Testament when Jacob was wrestling with an angel all night, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Jacob asked for the angel's name, and the angel would not give his name to Jacob. He says, "Why do you ask for my name?" Um, yeah, so yeah, Jews believe that if you know somebody's name, you have some sort of authority over them, in 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 some intimate manner. Like that's why uh, the angels, like we Christians, we have guardian angels, and we don't know their name, and we're not allowed to give them any name, because when you name something, it means you have power over them, authority over them. So yeah, uh,
So,
and some names have powers, like you said in exorcism, like when the name of Jesus is spoken, it terrifies the demon. It scares them out of the possessed person.
mhm.
Uh, but in the New Testament Bible, um, there was a story of some guy, like the disciples would be exorcising demons in Jesus' name, and when they hear the Jesus name, the demons would come out of the person, right? And then there's some group of other believers um, try to do the same thing, try to imitate the same thing, and they would try to command the demons in Jesus' name, and they're not real believers. And so the demon says, "Okay, Jesus, I know, and Paul, I know, but who are you?" And then they start like attacking that person, right? So
Right.
um, it depends on not only just saying the name in an empty manner. Uh, it's just not like it's not like a rabbit's foot. Like Jesus' name is just like some magic word that you conjure up to scare things. There's some interior disposition that you have to be in. Anyway, but yeah, so in the Bible, yeah, knowing somebody's name is a sign of authority over that person.
So if if
Anyway,
you if you if you knew the name of God, what would that mean?
if you knew the name of God, that would mean you know the true nature of God, which
Yeah.
is impossible,
Right.
right?
That was something that really stuck out to me when I heard the conversation last night. That was something that I wanted to bring up to you when it comes to Yahweh, because
Yeah,
I know you're really big into the whole Catholic thing, and I know a lot of people have a hard time believing it, but I always say you got to stop and really
but
look at it. The Catholic Church was the first Christian church. Period. You can't deny that because it's the truth. If you look at the history, that's the way it
yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah. I
So
mean, Catholic just means universal. It's Christ Church,
mhm.
and it's Christ Church is not only for elite group of people; it's for everyone. It's open to everyone. That's why it's Catholic. Catholic means for the whole.
All right.
Uh, it started with a group of people, but it was meant to spread through all of the earth.
So so
Um,
so now you want to get on to Mark Edward these topics? So that
Sure.
he's getting kind of scared over there.
He's falling asleep is what I'm
Well, no, he started getting scared when we started talking about demons and exorcisms.
Give me 1 second. I gotta take a call. You guys keep
Okay.
talking.
So Ofcom in 2025, Ofcom initiated investigation and enforcement actions against 4chan for failing to comply with the UK's Online Safety Act, which resulted in a £20,000 fine for failing to respond to information requests. Now, 4chan challenged this by filing a lawsuit in the US arguing against Ofcom's jurisdiction and asserting that the demands violated the First Amendment. Now, this is a conversation that me and Mark actually had a conversation about before. I don't know if you was able to hear that or not very well, Dan. But this actually was something that we were talking about when it comes to jurisdictions, you know. And I personally feel that not only freaking these websites, but these institutions that are involved with governments like the EU and even England are overreaching their powers because they're not respecting the jurisdictions that go along with each country and what the laws say that they're allowed to do. You know what I mean? You see that a lot with platforms too, like YouTube and Facebook, where they're forcing guidelines onto people that apply to people in Europe that just point blank.
But YouTube and Facebook are got entities in the UK. They've got offices. They've got offices in the UK.
They still don't have the right to be forcing.
Are you saying that if you are based in a country, you can ignore its laws?
In that law, in that area, like just because they have to follow that law in France doesn't mean that they have to enforce that law in the United States.
Yeah, but they've got to enforce that law in France.
That's it. That's all. They don't have to freaking do it in the United States.
And different law states accompany the issues with the user if the user sees
No, it's the government's responsibility to freaking enforce their laws. Okay, it's first of all, it's not the platform's job to be freaking the internet police. That's something that I think a lot of people are just.
You agree to terms of service agreements?
No, I
you don't.
No. Listen, what I'm trying to say is when it comes to these laws being enforced in the EU, and that doesn't apply to me jurisdiction wise. Okay, like they are actually breaking the law by making me abide to EU freaking regulations.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, point blank, that's what they're doing.
But those companies still operate in those countries. Those companies still have
and they need to enforce it in just that country or in that region where it's being applied, like the EU. Like they, you know what I mean?
Do.
But
that's why in big companies you don't hear about, I don't know, or you do hear about Google being prosecuted, but if you dig into it, use their subsidiary company.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's the
UK.
That's the. Oh, there he is. He's got his dog.
Yeah.
Got
Panda on my lap.
Well, you know, that's the whole thing with Ofcom right now and what's going on with 4chan. Now, 4chan.
Yeah. Well, 4chan is in the situation that doesn't have offices in the UK. Therefore, it can ignore it.
No, they're actually fining them for 2,000 or
Yeah,
20,000
just because
pounds.
I'm finding you doesn't mean that you're gonna have to pay it.
You know, my whole point is they have no jurisdiction over
Yeah,
4chan.
precisely.
Okay, and
Precisely. So
they have the audacity to say
they are
since
tempting to fine.
so they have the audacity to say that since 4chan is broadcasting in the UK, freaking that they can be fined by the UK. When
In
in
theory.
reality, their job is if they don't want 4chan's to have their stuff transmitted into the UK or however you want to say it, then it's their responsibility to stop it. It's not 4chan's responsibility. If you don't want it in your country and it goes against your regulations, then it's the government's responsibility to do it. It's not,
Agreed.
you know.
4chan's still alive? It's still active?
Yeah, they are still active.
Yeah. Who was the other not only US only based company? Kiwi Farms.
Kiwi was see, I didn't hear about Kiwi.
I've not been following. I haven't taken any notice of it for months. But yeah, same situation.
Mm-hmm.
Is 4chan getting banned in the UK?
No,
they have yet to ban any sites using the online, as far as I am aware, using the Online Safety Act.
I really don't think they have the capability of doing it. Like, these are like big words from freaking people who can't back up their shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how are they going to literally ban 4chan, dude? Seriously.
Creating a big DNS center, much like China's.
Yeah, the big, the
Now-
great firewall of Britain.
Yeah.
No,
But
I mean,
if you know anything about government contracts and these sort of things, it will take forever, and
yeah,
it will. Yeah.
let's talk government.
Right. So it was taken down though, right? There was the news.
No, it's still up.
Okay.
Because there's no UK.
So it got hacked
EU.
in 25 last year, and then it came back.
Okay, yeah, I heard something about hack, but don't know what. Where was word?
Okay.
Yeah, DDoS.
4chan, is it 4chan.net or 4chan.com?
Both. It's owned, but if you do a Whois check, if you find that they are owned by the same company.
Well,
I think.
it's 4chan.org.
Okay. 4chan. What are they called? 4chan Consumer PLC. What's the actual company name?
Oh, it's being blocked by my ISP.
Okay.
It's marked as unsafe.
Okay, that's parental sort of controls from the ISP.
Yeah. I can turn on my VPN, but I don't know. What is so dangerous about it? Apparently, why is it being blocked? Let me see.
I had to go grab a cup of coffee.
Uh-huh.
Are you able to access 4chan.org from where you are, Roger?
4chan, no, I can do that, but it's going to cause
Oh, I should be able to.
It's blocked by my DNS, blocked by OpenDNS due to hate/discrimination, lingerie, nudity, pornography, tasteless, and weapons.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
can still access full time.
that could be in your Linux settings.
No, it's my.
LSP.
I'm using OpenDNS for my my DNS server. So
I would just
Fine,
prefer using that as an opportunity to make pot shots at Linux.
it's the simplest form of porn filter that I use on my Wi-Fi to avoid kids
Yeah,
inadvertently jumping into it.
family friendly. Keep it all family friendly.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, it's like you hear that, and then like I find a lot of that is deceptive. You know what I mean? There's Sonya.
Here's Sonia.
Hi.
Hello.
There's
One
this,
like y'all
hello.
know, still kicking.
yeah.
We're still
I-
kicking.
I told him that you contacted me last or today, and that you might be stopping in. So I told him I didn't know when, but I knew you said something on the internet. So there's a good
Yeah,
chance.
It's pretty, like, there's a lot of music and shit going on around here. So.
You look like you're hanging out with the hippies and shit. What's
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am, baby.
This is like-
You know.
all those
This is like stock. Woodstock over there or something.
They're working on cars over here. Or
So-
a car.
cool.
Cool.
hmm
How's the temperature over there? It looks pretty warm.
Actually, it is pretty warm. Today it's not bad at all. Kind of getting chilly right now, but pretty good in
Nice.
Texas. In Texas.
Nice.
Down to
Nice.
San Antone, ain't you?
No, I'm in near Fort Worth, Alvarado.
Yeah, Fort Worth. I remember. Who was it? Was it you or was it Mark that was talking about? No, he lives up by. Wait, he lives up
It's
by.
actually down south from me.
Yeah, okay. So you'd be northern.
Maybe 100 miles or maybe quite 100 miles south from me.
Cool.
Yep.
So you've been doing tattoos. You
I'm working on my buddy. I'm staying in his yard in my camper, my RV. So I've just been working on his old tattoos. That's the guy I first started tattooing on, the one I talked about in my interview. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Freaking Tan wanted to hear about the tattoos. He's been really
Yeah.
really wanting to ask you questions about, because he's been
Yes.
wanting to get a tattoo. It's just he
Oh,
Right.
good. Do you have any?
It's like Roger's reading my mind. No, I don't have any tattoos.
Oh, it would be your first one, huh?
Would be.
Do it.
he wants a tattoo of a little Oriental guy on his buttocks.
Oh, he should totally.
Why a guy?
I know.
Oh wow, dude!
Bro, get it right.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
wow, I didn't. I
I'm
should.
not gay, dude.
Salty. Ken, you should kick his butt for that kind of action, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like get it where he's flexing and shit when you
Speak for yourself, Roger. Speak for yourself, okay?
Right.
I think that's yeah.
Get a look.
He's channeling his innermost desire
He
through
is.
me.
He is projecting that shit on
Yeah,
you.
projecting. Yeah.
Somebody said that I was projecting the other day, and I was like, dude, how the hell do you know what I'm doing behind this screen? It's like, I don't have my camera on.
Yeah, you don't even have your camera on.
You know?
It's like, my goodness.
Filthy animal.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it that you really don't want a tattoo. Roger's just talking shit.
Yeah, he is.
He's Catholic. They can't do that stuff. Like,
I should
No,
say
we can't.
that
We can't.
anything,
No,
pretty
it's not
much
a Catholic thing.
80% of the shit that you talk about is like, Roger, is like BS. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
some of it.
We got we got to learn to tell Roger's BS from his
Yes, we got
his stuff.
It's a lesson in discernment.
That's right, exactly.
You guys learned that word from me. You weren't even saying it until I started saying it, so don't even go there.
Hey, you're providing a service, Roger. Okay. So it's all good.
We call it a service.
Hey, Mark, how are you doing, Mark? I haven't seen you in a long, long time. Your hair's looking fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Keep going. The ladies love the long hair for sure.
Also the beard.
Yeah, that too. Mountain man kind of thing.
Yeah.
I told him he's kind of getting rugged, and it's like the women.
You know what, Roger? Mark has always been rugged. Okay, he's always had the rugged thing. He just tries to hide that with the whole computer thing. Yeah. So it's had the. Why do you think I put a bikini on his ass, or at least his face on a bikini?
Okay, there we go.
Because he's a ladies' man.
You put on bikini. Roger put on bikini on Mark's picture a while ago.
No, that was her. She's the one that did that.
You did that.
That was her. She did the thong thing.
Oh, the thong. Oh, that was you. You did that. Man, okay.
She did that. That was.
She's projecting her inner desire onto you, Mark.
I'm just completely amazed because it took about a year and a half before these ladies started actually talking about how they got the hots for Mark. Mark is like the meat man now, dude.
We've been talking about it.
It's like he's turned into the man meat. You know what I mean? It's like just sit there and freaking flick your hair back and look like Fabio and.
That's
the way to go, Mark. That's the way to go.
Looking fabulous.
Get on the ladies.
And it's true. It's like every single female now talks about how beautiful Mark is.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Good stuff.
You got all you have on.
Glad I could play a part.
Don't start any jealousy going on. So you got the vixen.
No, I'm willing to share.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No, but
that's feeble-minded. That's small-minded right there.
Good. Keep making him blush.
I know, right? That's the best part. Why do you think we do this?
Yeah. No.
It's all the reward, you know?
So, over there, are you having like a party or something? Are you guys like having like a cookout or?
No. My buddy's he's working on his wife's truck. Right, she's a mail carrier, and she's got to have her truck to do the mail. So he's getting them ball joints done. They're ball joints. They're not easy. It's not an easy job. You know? He's maybe halfway through the second side. So
now
they're cooking though. Cooking out too, but that's way over here.
Now, there was something that I asked you in chat before, and I was wanting to know if you're really up to it. Or later on, do you want to sit down with me and kind of go over some of this stuff about non-duality?
I can tell you what I know about non-duality. Sure, that sounds like fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got to get my schedule right going. Late nights is pretty good for me usually, at least out here.
All right.
That's out there. Same kind of thing.
Well, I noticed, like on YouTube, me and you watched that same chick, that one little girl. She's always talking about non-duality and everything, and like that. Just listening to her, it's kind of weird. It's really weird. You know what I mean? So I finally figured I'd break down and talk to you, because when it comes to all that weird stuff that's not about ghosts and UFOs, you know about it.
Well, I've had my own experiences, so there you go. And I would definitely tell you what I know about stuff and my experiences with non-duality, what I have come to know as non-duality. So.
Well, I mean, I've done research into like duality. I started talking about triality, and then all of a sudden, I'm getting sucker punched with non-duality. It's like, are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah. I have a T-shirt, believe it or not, it has duality crossed out, and it says truality. So kind of like triality, but truality.
Duality. Oh, that's
Beyond
interesting.
duality, consciousness, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of folks can like fathom that sort of thing out here.
Well, we've got
Anyway, these parts of the galaxy.
we've got to be careful though, because me and Tan were just talking about exorcism, and it really scared Mark Edworthy. So,
Mark, it'll be fine. You're good. He doesn't want to be exercised. Just go ahead. No, I don't know.
Oh yeah, here comes B.
Sitting around.
Here comes B. Can say something.
Something.
Okay, we got you. You got your audio checked
Something.
out.
All right.
Something. Well, who the heck is that?
That is V. Mr.
Oh, V. Hey, V. How you doing?
I'm all right. How's everybody doing?
Good. Pretty good.
So,
All right.
we actually got off the religious stuff, and we were talking about the stuff that happened here recently. Have you heard anything about Ofcom and their lawsuits with 4chan?
No.
So basically, this last year, Ofcom initiated investigations and did enforcement actions against 4chan for failing to comply with the UK's Online Safety Act. This resulted in like a £20,000 fine for failing to respond to information requests. So 4chan turned around and challenged this by filing a lawsuit in the U.S. arguing against Ofcom's jurisdiction and asserting that the demands violated the First Amendment here in the United States. So that was what we were getting into. Now, regarding the Ofcom 4chan situation, on July the 10th, 2025, that's when Ofcom opened the investigation into 4chan. Okay, that regarded the platform's failure to manage illegal content and respond to statutory information requests, is what they said. Now, after 4chan failed to respond to multiple requests, which included queries about revenue and risk assessment, Ofcom then issued a provisional notice of contravention, and that was on August of 2025. Now, in October of 2025, a confirmation decision was issued, and it imposed the £20,000 fine and potential daily penalties for continued non-compliance. That's how it all played out on their side. Now, then with the legal challenge, 4chan turned around and sued Ofcom in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia on August the 27th of 2025, seeking to block the enforcement actions. Now, 4chan argued that the UK's Online Safety Act improperly targeted US free speech rights, and that brings a jurisdiction dispute into play, which that's what me and Mark Edworthy were just talking about. Now, 4chan contends it isn't subject to the UK's regulations, while Ofcom asserts that the Online Safety Act applies to any service with a significant number of users in the UK, regardless of where the company is based. So that's something that I think I agree with 4chan on this, to be honest with you. I think that the UK has no right to try to force their regulations onto anybody in the US, especially.
Again, I disagree with that point. If you've got a office in the UK, then you've got to abide by UK laws. But
I have
4chan
seen.
is only based in, I believe it's only based in the US. Hasn't got any outside offices.
I've looked at a lot of privacy policies and term service with pretty much anything that I do, and mostly, there's always that page you have to click. You have to give them permission. You have to check the little box, the little EU requirements box, on pretty much just about anything pertaining to the internet. So. They kind of the European Union kind of has a stranglehold over the internet. This is kind of true. Living in Poland,
EU, UK, Australia, especially recently, Canada as well.
Oh yeah, Five Eyes for sure. They've always been up people's asses without their permission. Yeah.
I personally feel that a lot of these platforms, first of all, are cowards, and second of all, freaking just because they have a freaking office in that country, that doesn't mean that it has to be internationally freaking regulated. If that office that's in England, let me finish. That office in England should enforce those regulations in England.
But you can't with companies like YouTube because how they're set up at the moment, they deliver all the content to you as long as they got access to your country. So it doesn't matter if you're in the US or in UK or in Australia, you can all access the same content.
All they have to do is stack the system.
YouTube would have to change its entire infrastructure, or is the conceptual.
I found out by doing the research on this that all they have to do is stack their system, and not only if they
that's going to take a lot of work.
I also found out that if they did this, most of these regulators would actually agree with it and like it. Okay, it's the kind of thing that they would actually endorse and encourage. Okay, because it gives, first of all, in the terms of service, whenever a person goes in and they agree to these terms of services, okay, if you give them the option to decline the terms of service, and then later on if they change their minds, then they can go ahead and they can accept it. That gives them the opportunity to make the choice for themselves instead of having
and then opt out at any point.
And if they choose not to opt in, then freaking make it to where they can't freaking live stream, or they can't do uploads with videos if that goes against the policies.
You are talking about our other projects, YouTube and Facebook, and these things are not set up for that sort of infrastructure.
That's the way they need to be. They need to get rid of their laziness and start doing it the right way. The way freaking people deserve to have their freaking stuff, because the thing of it is like, if you don't agree with it, your identity on that platform is gone. That's the worst part about it. You know what I mean? It's like they just completely destroy your entire identity, and there's people that's been on there for years at a time building up their channels.
You disagree? Well, you can always export your content elsewhere.
That doesn't work out. That's not even logical.
If you're a content creator, you've got work to do. It may be
decentralized, decentralized social media.
You could use things like permaweb and BitTorrent and whatever, but
and it's not really that hard either.
But you still got to set up the infrastructure yourself anyway.
Well,
first place.
even the platforms too, like stacking freaking the system is not hard, dude. Seriously. I mean, you're making it out like it's just gonna have to be this huge freaking process, and it's not a freaking.
It might be. It might you might have I don't know 5,000 hours worth of content. To think of this storage requirements for that.
Yeah, let's look at the storage freaking that YouTube and Facebook and Meta and Alphabet Inc. has, dude. I mean, they've got the storage space. YouTube is the only platform where I can put a video on there and it'll be on there freaking 5 years from now. You can't even do that on Rumble, dude.
20 years. Yeah.
You can't? Do you get videos deleted on Rumble?
Well, they haven't been around that long. 20 years.
It's
Wait
like
a minute. That means I gotta check my Rumble.
Right, we get the terms of services on that one.
so. I mean, it's interesting. Sonya got bored. She ran off.
Yeah, she said it's too loud over there.
She said,
I have my video from a year ago still there. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
"Well, since I was able to say my piece, I'm gonna open it up because I'm
3-hour video I posted a year ago about my Minecraft game.
From 15 years ago.
I've still got stuff on YouTube from when I
Oh yeah,
first started
YouTube's
doing all
no question.
that, you know. But
Unless they flag you and delete you.
yeah, see, that's my whole point. You know what I mean? Like what this is freaking forced consent, and this is actually a term that's used. Okay, it's not something that's just invented. When they turn around and they give you these freaking terms of services and tell you that at later points they can change it on you, that's called forced consent.
No,
People,
it's not.
Yes,
You
it is.
choose
Switch and
to,
mate.
you choose to decide to agree to that initial term.
That is
service
called
with that
that is
wording
called
in the
forced
first place.
consent.
That's not forced consent. You could choose another platform. You could create your own infrastructure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
choose
just
another platform.
it's called forced consent, dude.
No, it's not. Nobody's pointing a gun at your head saying you have to sign up to YouTube.
You are probably the most compliant person I've known on the face of this planet, dude. Okay.
Dude, you're part of the system. You're part of the problem.
Yeah.
He's the lady in the red dress over here.
It's like forced compliance, forced consent is what that is. Okay. And the thing of it is it's definitely a platform issue. It's not freaking regulations issue. Like I said, these regulatory agencies would freaking love for freaking these platforms to have systems set up like that, but they refuse to do it because they are lazy and they don't want to respect jurisdiction. It's easier for them to say, we're just going to blanket statement everything so that freaking we don't have to deal with jurisdiction.
Governments go, as we were talking about before, why don't governments create internal country firewalls?
Well, that's what
restrict DNS.
I agree with that. Why don't they do it? It's their job. That's what they should be doing anyhow. They shouldn't be finding these platforms to freaking do their jobs. That's what they're supposed to be doing.
That's a short-term sort of sticker that's or plaster that's not going to work anyway. In the case of 4chan.
It was like we went over the terms, or no, what was it? We went over those things whenever I got my warning on YouTube. Okay. And I was talking to you there, and I told you about how they've been manipulating the community guidelines in order to avoid having to deal with freaking jurisdictions on YouTube. See, if they went according to frickin' the laws that were set down by these areas like the EU and the UK and the United States, then they would have to worry about jurisdictions. But since they created community guidelines, they can enforce everything on a blanket frickin' level, and they don't have to worry about what country you're in. You know? Like they can force EU regulations, UN regulations. They can enforce all that stuff on you, and you can't say nothing because it doesn't.
Yeah, you can. You can say, thank you, I don't want to take an account with you anymore.
After 15 years of freaking using their services.
Then you do a entire social media platform marketing thing saying, I'm moving over to this site. Do a Facebook, do a YouTube thing, do a whatever, do Kick, everything. And then, yeah, market yourself. Market your new site.
So let's talk to the intelligent people. Let's hear what Tan and V has to say, because we've been doing a lot of talking. What's your take on it, you guys? Tan, V.
You gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself.
What's your take on it, Tan?
I don't know what to make of it. I mean, so the lawsuit in the UK, there are two lawsuits, one in the UK and one in the US.
One, yeah, Ofcom or Office of Communications got a lawsuit against 4chan, and 4chan's got a lawsuit against Ofcom. in results.
Okay.
Now, 4chan's lawsuit is here in the United States, and the one with Ofcom, they did the £20,000 fine against 4chan over in the UK. So
I don't know. So wait, what does Mark think about the lawsuit? Do they have a chance or?
No, because you need in Ofcom's situation, you would need a similar law or similar in scope law in the US, and because the US Constitution talks about First Amendment, free speech, and governments will not push. It will fail. That's it, though. So a judge will just ignore it, else the judge would be ignoring the First Amendment. A US judge would be ignoring the US Constitution. If let's say the CEO of 4chan came to the UK, then there could possibly be an arrest. There was a situation a couple of months ago with I think it was PayPal and France.
Oh no, that was I know that was actually
PayPal
Odyssey.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was something. Yeah, the French did something similar a couple of months ago.
Telegram.
Okay.
So in the UK, you are not allowed to have any site that hosts pornographic materials?
Any sites that I can't remember the word of the legislation. There's something like anything that could be deemed, to paraphrase, hate speech, anything that could be deemed as grossly offensive. But the definition, there's a UK legal definition for the word grossly, but there isn't a UK definition for the offence, I think.
Yeah. Is there a legal definition for offence?
I don't think so.
Well, then, okay, so that's why you think the lawsuit has no chance.
Yeah, well, the lawsuit's got no chance because the 4chan's got nobody in the UK.
It could be a precedent-setting case where maybe there will be some law to come out of this that.
No, it will just technically a precedent showing that the online safety act has got some weak flaws in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we I presume the US has had this issue before, possibly with TV or radio back or newspapers at some point, but with other countries. But yeah, US is just going to say First Amendment, and it's not going to go any further.
I think it goes.
Might be able to prosecute the UK taxpayer in effect. See, that's where the money's going to come from.
I find it more.
Like my own pocket.
It's more than just like the 12, or no. It's more than just the Constitution. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you stop and you look at it, it goes back to what I'm saying. There's no foreign country that should be able to freaking enforce their laws on United States citizens. It's completely freaking. It's completely illegal.
Maybe not foreign country, but about foreign entities.
They shouldn't. They have no. They have
about,
no legal right.
The UN and NATO.
They have no legal right to do that, and especially with the UN, first of all, because they're supposed to respect people's sovereignty. You know what I mean? And I find a lot of that as being an issue as well. And I think like I said, a lot of these people are just freaking letting that stuff slide. You know, they're just letting it go. And this doesn't just apply to the United States.
The US is wanting to pull out of the UN. That might happen in the next year or two.
It's probably the best thing that could ever happen. Like,
yeah.
You know?
I've made an argument that the UN is now seen as a League of Nation States.
Yep. I agree with you.
That's the end of the UN.
So now what I'm going to do, because we have like a few.
Sorry, just before you finish that, did you hear the UN actually got an Iranian Republic government into their vice president seat in just last week?
No, I didn't. That's actually kind of cool.
Iranian, somebody from the Iranian Republican Army, whatever. He's now in the peace.
I gotta bail for a few minutes. I'll be back.
Right.
Okay, it's the UN's vice president of peacekeeping and humanitarian projects for the UN. The same person that is that supports the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, that is that the Iranian people have been fighting against for how many years now?
Well, it could be a regime change. To be honest, it could be the sign of a regime.
But it's ironic that the Iranian Republican Guard have, let's say, allegedly created a lot of atrocities on their own people in the last 40 years. And now one of their own is the vice president of humanitarian.
In the UN, you're talking about. That's kind of crazy.
Ironic.
Well, I mean, you said he's a part of the revolutionary group that's over in Iran, right? So that could be a regime change going on over there, because there has been big things taking place there.
Indeed. I made a prediction last July that we could see a toppling of the Iranian Republican by so by July this year.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna take a quick break and smoke a cigarette, and then I will be right back. If you guys want to continue talking, then somebody's going to have to fill the empty void inside and come up with some conversation pieces because
Well, you do know I have a huge member, right? I can
well
fill any void you need.
there you go. Okay, so I will be right back
Uh,
and I will talk to you guys in a minute. So
Yeah. So what you guys talking? Wait, is this the third thing, or is this? What are we
I
doing
don't
right
know.
now?
Quantum gatherings.
Oh, where's
don't
Otto?
Okay.
Oh,
Mine's
mine's
one
roundtable still.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. How about that mines? You know, I just actually got onto .io.
.io.
Yeah, it's a developer's website. They throw up. Just think of your poor man's Steam,
Okay.
basically. I just bought a pack from itch.io. Essentially, this pack has over 1,400 items in it, right? Some are games. Well, I mean, they're all games. Some are physical computer games. Some are RPG with the PDFs. Some are just assets that you use to make your own video game. So
Okay.
I bought it. It's like $10. I bought it because the money is going to the No Ice in the Minnesota campaign, where they're getting lawyers and trying to get ICE the hell out of Minnesota. I'm down with that. So I went ahead and bought the material. I didn't know I was going to download everything individually, but yeah, it was like over 14 downloads I purchased. So I'm doing my part, right?
Cool. Yeah, I've actually been reading reports on Minnesota in the last couple of days or last week. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's probably like midnight after headline stuff, but you know your Prince Andrew
Yeah.
got arrested again, right?
Yeah.
Henry
we were talking about this just before the show started. Yeah, we're going to mention it later. But yeah, I got released about 2 hours ago or something. Last time I checked.
He's been released.
He's been charged with misconduct in a public office, which is a custodial sentence. So it could, in theory, result in a prison sentence.
It's funny because didn't they exile him like to some? I mean, they didn't strip all his titles. They kind of didn't they like put him in charge of a prison somewhere or something, just to get him out of the view of the public. And now he's back in it. It's crazy.
I don't know what he's been doing. I've not really taken very much notice. I did make an argument, I think, on the last week's show that if I was him, I would leave the country to Canada or Saudi Arabia. He's got links in Saudi Arabia that he could use. But if he was clever, he would have left the country before he was charged.
Mm-hmm.
But nah. But yeah, ongoing trial, so I don't know any of the details, and I only looked at it just before we started.
Okay.
So be interesting to see how that.
It'd be interesting to see some of your hierarchy there. actually get caught and go to prison. Your pedophile elites over there is insane. Probably as bad as it is over here. Probably worse.
You will. Got me thinking. When was the last time a prince got charged?
The last time, yeah, look it up.
Oh.
That was great.
He's the first senior British royal to be arrested since King Charles I, since Cromwell, since the English Revolution.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the first monarch, first prince that's been charged since 400 odd years ago.
What did you say? 400?
Yeah.
Wow.
Excellent. No.
Well, it's bad when you can't cover up you do so much dirt you can't have it covered up. I'm pretty sure he's done everything. Every prince has been up to this very thing ever since the beginning of the royal family. But no, this is the idiot that gets caught. I love it.
I presume King Charles has separated himself. In fact, he's remained quiet on the subject. Best thing for him to do.
Yeah.
Just don't say anything in public.
I definitely agree with that. Oh wow, video games have gotten so political. Okay, so I just got Extreme Meat Punks Forever. It's about gay disaster mech pilots killing fascists. That's a hell of a description for a video game. Holy crap.
Okay,
what's going on with the world, man? What's going on?
I am back. So, you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
we hear you.
So, I mean, you guys want to break into this last one that for a talking point that we were talking about earlier? It's actually kind of interesting. This has to do with Prince Andrew.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were just talking.
Talking about it.
Yeah.
So you guys have already started talking about it?
Yeah, we found out actually. This is the first arrest of a British royal family since King Charles I, since the Cromwell English Revolution, Civil War.
Well, hopefully they do it the right way this time.
Well, they one time chop off his head.
Well, they don't need to chop off his head. We're more of a civilized society today, but
Indeed.
we need to make sure that there's no more kings and queens.
Hey?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's the way it should have been in the first place.
Well, after your American-style president system. Yeah, thanks. No, thanks.
Well, I mean, at least
He's talking about America again.
Yeah,
let's go and get him.
Yeah. Now, did you guys already talk about the police already releasing him?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 hours ago or something. 3 hours ago now.
It was longer than that, but yeah, they released them.
From what I've heard, they said it's suspicion of misconduct in public office.
A vague, very vague charge. He could walk away with a freaking misdemeanor.
Actually, that is not so vague. The law around this is well defined.
So what is it? To say that as a statement, then you know what he did. So then what did he do?
Okay, yeah. But that's what the trial is going to.
If you can't name what he did, then it's a vague charge.
Yeah, we will see in the trial.
Yeah, because right here, it's really vague here too. On the article I got, it says a short time ago, the former prince was photographed returning to his Sandringham estate in Norfolk after he was seen leaving Elsham Police Station. Thames Valley Police said in a statement he had been released under investigation. So that's all they're saying. And that's it. They don't really get too much into the whole thing. They say after the BBC broke the news of Andrew's arrest, the force issued a statement this morning saying they had taken a man in his 60s into custody and properties in Berkshire and Norfolk were being searched. So, though the police have not said the BBC understands the arrest is in relation to activities during his time as a trade envoy and follows reporting on documents released in the U.S. Justice Department in relationship to its investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew has previously denied wrongdoing in relation to Epstein. He has not responded to the BBC's request for comment on any of the specific allegations in relationship to the release of millions of Epstein files in January. Andrew's brother, King Charles, said the law must take its course and that the authorities have our full and wholehearted cooperation. U.S. President Donald Trump also reacted, describing the situation as very sad, while a Democratic congressman told the BBC the developments were being watched closely in America.
Are they?
We are pausing our live coverage now, but you can read more today in today's developments below. So yeah, the thing that gets me is how Donald Trump says it's just so sad, like, you know what I mean? And I hear people always trying to take up for him, saying he had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, but he had shitloads to do with it. Like, he's sitting there saying that it's sad that Andrew was taken into custody with possible links to frickin' Epstein. How can you say that's a bad thing? And it makes sense to me now that that's the way he's playing it off.
But isn't it a bad thing?
No, it's not. It isn't a bad thing at all.
Well, you've got links to Epstein. It's not a bad thing.
Well, yeah, if he's got connections as being a part of the whole sex trafficking.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's a bad thing.
So, okay.
No, Donald Trump is saying that it's a bad thing that he's being taken into custody for that.
It's so sad, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's so horrible. How can they go and they take that poor Prince Andrew?
It's so sad. That's quite a neutral term. that could mean 101 different things. So sad that this has occurred. It's so sad that Andrew has potentially possibly done these acts.
Hey, Cruella de Vil was British, wasn't she? Cruella de Vil.
What in the Disney?
You said 101, and boop, this popped in my head.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, another thing that really sticks out to me there too is it kind of makes sense why Andrew and his brother had their falling out too. It might have been less than what I thought it was.
It's also been alleged that Ferguson, his wife, has been involved in relation to charitable donations or money.
Really?
I think I showed you something last week on this, but speculations. Nothing's been proven in court as yet.
Well, this kind of makes me.
Well, they're attacking this guy, right? I mean, not attacking, but they've got this guy under suspicion, and you know, I don't even know why they even still call him Prince. I mean, because Mark, I mean, once you are at the level of Prince, you're an old fogey, and all your brothers are princes too. The one that becomes king is no longer a prince, but all the other brothers as well should become earls, right? He shouldn't be a prince anymore.
Why? No, they're still prince.
Still prince?
Wales, yeah.
So they don't because I heard that dukes become earls because they're not in the succession of actual direct lineage.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering about that. Like, why is he still a prince?
Well, he technically isn't.
I think it's only the monarch that can strip him of being a prince.
Well, he gave up his rights. Right?
Or he gave up.
He gave up his crown with the last situation, right?
Yeah. Something happened.
Didn't Edward the king during World War II do the same? Simpson.
Mm-hmm. There was a issue that happened between all of them, and I believe it was during the time that the Queen was still alive too, and he decided that he was going to walk away from his royal duties. So I personally felt that there was hostilities concerning his wife because she's half black, and
she isn't. Ferguson's white.
Andrew's wife is black. He's the one that moved to Canada and all that, right? Wasn't he? She's the actress.
No,
no, that's William.
Oh, that's William.
Yes,
Andrew is the old guy.
Back in the 80s, a lot of people hated old Fergie. Princess.
I know a lot of people hate Prince Albert.
I know a lot of girls that love Prince Albert.
Dan's back.
Yeah, Sarah Ferguson. No.
Oh, wait. You couldn't hear me. I was on mute.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I was screaming out Prince William when you were talking about Prince Albert. Or Prince... what was the guy that was just arrested today?
Andrew.
Prince
Andrew.
Andrew. Yeah.
So what's your take on it since you're not muted now?
Me.
Yeah. Have you heard much about it?
I just read the news. That's about it. I mean, okay. I don't have any strong feelings about it either way.
Mark Edworthy is the one who brought it up, so don't blame me.
Yeah, it's his prince.
Yeah, he's
your prince as well. You're a
Yeah,
Canadian.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
Well, he's Canadian, but they don't really like the royal family all that much.
Sometimes we
Some
do.
don't, some don't.
So with a lot of this, man, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about last week. Whenever I was talking about that one guy who got busted coming back, what was it from? He was that Australian. He was with politician. He got busted coming back from
Oh, yeah, I remember.
from
Sort of.
Cambodia, wasn't it?
Can't remember.
Yeah.
Location.
So it sounds like the UK is starting to crack down on all these people who were affiliated with Epstein and stuff. So
I doubt it. It's only 2 cases, Peter Manderson and Andrew, can be the 2 serious big names.
I mean, it's actually pretty telling that they're arresting a prince.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is actually pretty interesting because any average Joe, that would be one thing, but this is like this is like the former prince of the UK, brother
Oh
of
no,
the king.
still Prince.
Go,
Prince.
Prince.
Well,
Yeah.
according to the BBC, they're classifying him as the former prince. And they're,
Oh, because the royal family, like they disowned him, or what? Was there
I
official?
don't know. I'll need to do some research on.
and plus, you also have to take into consideration that it is the BBC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only reason why I read the BBC was because it was more of a English thing. So I mean, it'd be best to just read it from the BBC than foreign.
According to newscom.au, so I'm Australia, Sydney, Sarah Ferguson has been missing in action since the arrest.
Oh, really?
With reports suggesting she's gone into hiding.
This statement that they issued,
Oh.
where they,
Yeah.
So what's your take on it? Do you think maybe she turned him in or turned state's evidence?
We don't do state evidence in this country. We are, yeah.
She said, "I'm sick of your shit. I'm gonna turn you in."
No,
Properly.
Wait.
there might be as I said, there is suggesting allegations out there to suggest that she was funding money. to
Well, I mean,
Epstein.
I find it kind of disgusting that English people would do stuff like that.
So do I find it to anybody who do that sort of thing.
You would never see stuff like that taking place here in the United States.
I bet you will. I bet you.
Well, this is
So-
all
so-
rap. Oh, go ahead. He's cracking up.
So,
Your audio's messing up on you again, Tan. Something's going on there. Yeah,
oh,
there it kind of went.
can you hear me better now?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm
Okay,
joking.
so I was saying that Andrew is no longer a prince.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing on the BBC article I just read.
King Charles stripped him of his title last year.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's why the news said they can't move back.
Yeah, New York Times
Yeah.
also reported former prince.
mhm.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, and you gotta. I was just joking because all this rotates around the Epstein case, you know, and it's like we've been talking about too. I think that it's really sad that all of this has been turned into what it has been, because this is some very serious stuff that's taking place. And
Still early days.
Well, they're trying to turn it into freaking Pizzagate and shit like that. You know what I mean? If you go on X and you see all the dumb shit they're posting on there about the
I
Epstein
don't go
file.
on X and look at dumb shit. I don't go on X at all these days. So,
Well, it's there.
So Charles must have known like half a year ahead of time before the arrest that he would be arrested.
yeah, he should have, like I said earlier, he should have left the country when he had the opportunity to. He would. I'm guessing they would either end up in Canada or in Saudi Arabia. UAE, maybe.
Well, the thing that really gets me is like Charles, that like all of this should have been common knowledge to everybody in the royal family, and David Icke even brought that up. You know what I mean? They all had to have known that this stuff was going on.
Maybe not to the level of what's it could be going on, or could have been.
It's true. the thing that gets me though is it's like everybody just kind of like folds over like no big deal. You know what I mean? Charles didn't even, from what I read there, he didn't even have an issue with his own freaking brother being taken into custody.
Well, yeah, he shouldn't say anything in public. His response is a correct response as far as I can see. Law must be carried out. Doesn't matter if you are a simple peon like myself, or a simple serf, or the King of England. We abide to the same laws.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good that you feel that way. Being an Englishman, I would be ashamed of myself as a Brit that my you know, really prestigious country in the land has been dirtied and turned into something corrupt and wrong with bad bread and you know, it's like now
Flies. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I would be ashamed of myself as an Englishman if I had to wake up in the morning and find out that the prince of my country has done such horrible things.
Ex-prince.
Ex-prince.
He's not even a crown prince.
Yeah, it's true.
He's not even the artist formerly known as Prince.
That was that's just horrible.
Still known as Prince.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Get your hands off my balls. Okay, anyways.
Well, I mean, I've said that a few times too. I've already had my conversation about that, like this LGBTQ thing. Like they should never put the Q at the end of it, because like people need to understand what a queer is.
What's that got to do?
Oh, trust me, it has a lot to do with it. Okay, like back when I was a teenager, I was a long hair freaking stoner dude, and there's a lot of freaks that like to drive around the neighborhood. They were called perverts. Okay, they were called queers. So that's my experience with queers as a teenager. They are.
A great time to jump into the conversation.
Yeah. I know.
Oh yeah, Otto, we were just talking about you. How's it going?
Yeah. All charges were dropped, pal. Okay. I got some pull at City Hall. All right. I partied with the mayor. I got some connections. I got some pull. No, this is great because I've been threatening to bring my pal Chad on here for a while with the war stories and stuff, and I was texting him earlier, and I said, you feel like coming on, come on tonight, or I'll have you on my show Tuesday, and so I said, well, look, here's a link to the live stream. Why don't you tune in and just listen in tonight? Just, give it a listen and see what kind of guys these are. And I tune in, and it's like, oh yeah, well, Roger's going on about perverts in his neighborhood and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
I'm sure he's going to want to.
These are legitimate things though that I was talking about. Like people misuse terms. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a different. Like even like back in the 80s, people understood there was a difference between being gay and being queer. You know what I mean? Like being
queer just meant strange. Like queer is a $3 bill, or
and gay meant happy. So happy and strange.
Yeah. Although that's an interesting way of the Sapir-Whorf theory backfiring on people. You guys know Sapir-Whorf, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea that if you change the way people speak, it changes the way they think. So, and again, I don't care what people want to do in the privacy of their own home. I don't, I'm very libertarian that way as far as it goes. But I personally find the acts involved in homosexuality, I find that rather repugnant. In fact, it makes me want to throw up if I think about it in the tail. And this is, I think, the normal reaction of most people. So it's like, for most people, this is not seen as a good thing. I can tolerate and accept that you want to do that, but it's not something I want to celebrate or anything else. So people are saying, well, how are we going to rebrand? We got to make people think more positively about homosexuals. I know, we'll say we're gay, because gay is a happy, wonderful word. And if people say gay about homosexuality, suddenly they'll think it's a wonderful, good thing. They'll like it. And instead, gay became the deadliest schoolyard insult in America in a very short time, and now the fake and gay, and it's so it's like, and I think Schopenhauer said something about this. I think the phrase, it was something like, women's dressmakers want to be known as women's tailors, but the opprobrium attaches to the new term because it doesn't go with the it's the pursuit itself that has opprobrium, not the wording behind it. So. But Sapir-Whorf, I think, is a very limited. I think it's been pretty much. I don't think anyone accepts it anymore, really. But that seems to be the way a lot of the propaganda that has been, inculcated into our society. Sorry, I've got some of that Vixen stuff left over from last night. But it's like, they just have this whole thing of trying to change the words you're allowed to use. And in the back of their minds, they've got this weird bastard idea of Sapir-Whorf that they probably picked up third hand from a science fiction novel or something. They don't actually know any sociology or anthropology, much less linguistics. But if we just make people say different words, they'll think differently. And it doesn't really. It just makes people angry and upset.
I'm so glad you let your feelings be known on homosexuality there, buddy.
Now,
yes, it's horrible. I know. I mean, hey, you give things a try, but they just don't work out.